Across the vast expanse of the Pacific, a new axis is quietly taking shape. China, Russia, and North Korea, united by a shared ambition to challenge and undermine U.S. influence in the region. Their cooperation is sending ripples across the world's largest ocean, raising alarms in capitals from Washington to Tokyo. This isn't a formal alliance sealed by treaties, but rather a strategic partnership of convenience, where each nation leverages the other's strengths to pursue its own interests. Joint military drills, warships sailing in formation, and a flurry of high-level meetings all signal a dramatic shift in the region's balance of power, as these countries coordinate their military and diplomatic efforts more closely than ever before. Russian bombers and Chinese jets now routinely fly near U.S. allies, testing their defenses, while North Korea launches missiles with newfound confidence, emboldened by its powerful partners. Meanwhile, China is rapidly expanding its navy, launching new warships at an unprecedented pace, aiming for maritime dominance and control over key Asian waters. Each nation seeks something different. China is determined to achieve regional supremacy, Russia craves renewed global relevance and influence, and North Korea, isolated and unpredictable, fights for regime survival and international recognition. Their combined actions are creating a volatile and unpredictable security environment, forcing the U.S. and its allies to rethink their strategies and adapt to a rapidly changing landscape. Strategic waterways like the South China Sea and the Taiwan Strait have become flashpoints, where even minor incidents could escalate into major confrontations. The U.S. now faces a coordinated front, one that demands a smarter, firmer, and more unified response than ever before. The stakes are higher than ever. Every move is calculated, every decision scrutinized, and a single misstep could trigger consequences that reverberate across the globe. The Pacific has become the world's most dangerous chessboard, where the next move could change the course of history. China's ambitions took center stage with the unveiling of its most advanced aircraft carrier, the Fujian. But behind the scenes, an even more formidable ship, the Dragon Sword, was being readied for trials. Designed to rival U.S. supercarriers, it boasts electromagnetic catapults and advanced fighter capabilities. The launch was a national spectacle, signaling China's arrival as a global maritime power. The Dragon Sword is meant to enforce Beijing's claims and project power deep into the Pacific. For the PLA Navy, it's a leap from coastal defense to true blue water operations. This carrier can deploy air power anywhere, protect shipping lanes, and intimidate rivals. Its debut sent shockwaves through military circles worldwide, challenging America's naval supremacy. The balance of power in the Pacific was shifting, and the world was watching. As the Dragon Sword began its highly anticipated sea trials, the world watched closely, aware that a new era in naval power was unfolding before their eyes. China's Navy responded by forming a tight protective shield around their prized carrier, deploying advanced escort ships in a formidable display of strength and unity. Yet, deep beneath the waves, the USS Ohio, a U.S.-guided missile submarine, slipped through undetected, its presence unknown to the vigilant eyes above. Suddenly, the Ohio surfaced just miles from China's prized carrier, sending shock and disbelief through the Chinese fleet, who had believed their defenses impenetrable. No warning shots, no aggression, just a silent, deliberate message delivered with precision and confidence. China's advanced sonar and relentless patrols had failed. The Ohio had proven it could strike at will, bypassing every layer of security. This was a humbling reminder. U.S. submarines still hold a decisive edge in stealth, reach, and technological superiority beneath the ocean's surface. The Ohio's appearance was a masterstroke of strategic communication, not an act of provocation, but a calculated demonstration of capability. It demonstrated that China's surface fleet, no matter how advanced or numerous, remains vulnerable to the unseen threats lurking below. The U.S. can reach anywhere, anytime, unseen, unpredictable, and always ready to act if needed. This single move tempered Chinese assertiveness more than any diplomatic warning or public statement ever could. It exposed a critical weakness in China's naval strategy, forcing military planners to reconsider their assumptions. The Pacific's balance had shifted in silence, with a single maneuver altering the strategic landscape overnight. the ghost of the deep had delivered its message, one that would echo through naval corridors for years to come. The USS Ohio's success is rooted in decades of relentless innovation. American submarines are engineered to be nearly undetectable, coated in sound-absorbing tiles, with vibration-dampening systems and ultra-quiet reactors. U.S. crews are masters of stealth, exploiting ocean layers to hide from enemy sonar. The Ohio, converted to carry over 150 Tomahawk missiles, is a formidable undersea battleship. It can strike targets from 1,000 miles away, all while remaining hidden. Nuclear power lets it stay submerged for months, limited only by crew supplies. Unlike diesel subs, it never needs to surface, making detection nearly impossible. This combination of stealth, endurance, and firepower gives the U.S. unmatched global reach. No other nation can match this invisible force. Despite the rapid expansion and modernization of its surface navy, China's anti-submarine warfare, commonly known as ASW, still lags far behind its ambitions and rivals. Detecting a stealthy submarine is often compared to hunting for a needle in a moving haystack, and in this high-stakes game, China lacks both the operational experience and the cutting-edge technology that the U.S. Navy has spent decades perfecting. Chinese sonar systems remain less advanced, with shorter ranges and lower sensitivity, and the country still lacks a global undersea surveillance network like America's Integrated Undersea Surveillance System, or IUSS, which provides real-time tracking of submarine movements across oceans. China's ambitious effort to build its own underwater Great Wall, a vast network of sensors and monitoring stations along its coast, is both extremely costly and still far from complete, leaving significant gaps in coverage. Effective ASW isn't just about technology, it demands seamless coordination between ships, aircraft, and submarines, as well as highly trained crews, a complex system that China is still learning to master through ongoing exercises and training. Their command and control infrastructure, which is crucial for real-time decision-making and threat response, remains immature and less integrated compared to the sophisticated systems of the U.S. Navy. This persistent gap is China's Achilles heel, meaning that even its most prized naval assets, like the advanced Dragon Sword submarines, are still vulnerable to detection and attack by U.S. submarines lurking nearby. A carrier group's strength is only as great as its weakest link, and for China, that vulnerability lies beneath the waves, where hidden threats can strike without warning. The recent appearance of an American Ohio-class submarine operating close to a Chinese carrier group served as a painful wake-up call, highlighting just how exposed China's fleet remains. Until China can close this critical gap in undersea warfare, its broader ambitions for naval dominance and power projection in the Pacific will remain uncertain and potentially out of reach. For now, the undersea domain remains an arena where the U.S. Navy still holds clear and decisive dominance, shaping the balance of power beneath the surface. America's Pacific power is built on more than hardware. It's anchored by a robust alliance network. Japan and South Korea form the core, providing advanced navies and strategic locations. Renewed ties with the Philippines give the U.S. access to key bases near the South China Sea. Australia, through the AUKUS Pact, will soon field its own nuclear-powered submarines, strengthening Allied undersea power. These alliances go beyond bases. They include intelligence sharing, joint exercises, and unified diplomatic stances. When Allied warships sail together, they send a clear message: freedom of navigation is non-negotiable. This unity complicates China's ambitions, making it risky to pressure any single neighbor. The geography of allied nations forms a natural barrier, hemming in China's navy. The alliance network is a strategic shield, reinforcing the U.S. message aggression will be met with collective strength. America is not alone in the Pacific. The U.S. submarine force is the backbone of America's nuclear deterrence. Ballistic missile subs, SSBNs, patrol the oceans, carrying Trident missiles, their locations a closely guarded secret. This sea-based leg of the nuclear triad is the most survivable, guaranteeing a devastating second strike if attacked. Rivals know they can never find all US SSBNs, making a first strike suicidal. China's own nuclear subs are less advanced and far noisier, giving the US a clear edge. The silent presence of American subs deters escalation, especially over flashpoints like Taiwan. Even conventional guided missile subs like the Ohio reinforce this credibility. If China can't track a conventional sub, it can't hope to find the nuclear ones. This dual threat keeps the peace and the balance. Despite appearances, the China-Russia-North Korea axis is riddled with mistrust and conflicting interests. Russia resents being the junior partner to China and has its own ambitions elsewhere. China sees its partners as unpredictable. North Korea's provocations often create unwanted instability. Economic and military disparities breed friction. China's dominance is a source of quiet resentment. This is no NATO, just a transactional arrangement, not a true alliance. They cooperate when convenient, but lack deep trust or a shared vision. These internal divisions limit their effectiveness and offer opportunities for US diplomacy. The axis is formidable, but far from unbreakable. The USS Ohio's silent message was a snapshot of the new Pacific reality, a region on edge where power is contested on every front. The US and its allies have shown they can counter attempts to rewrite the regional order. But China is learning fast, investing heavily to close the gap in undersea warfare. The competition is a marathon, not a sprint, and the stakes are global. A single miscalculation could trigger a crisis with worldwide consequences. The Pacific's security now rests on a delicate balance: technology, alliances, and wise leadership. Submarines remain the invisible shield, but deterrence is more than hardware. The future depends on unity, communication, and restraint. The story of the Pacific is still being written. What role will we play in shaping its next chapter?